Greetings, dear friends. Welcome back to Allatra TV Middle East YouTube channel. Today, the topic of our conversation is the role of education in a creative society. And before we start, I would like to address to you, our dear viewers, please feel free to leave your comments on this topic and also ask your questions to our special guest today in the YouTube live chat. And the most interesting questions will be asked at the end of our broadcast. Also, don't hesitate to share this video with your friends in your social networks using two hashtags, hashtag Creative Society and hashtag Allatra Unites. And to those of you who joined us recently, I would like to say that Allatra International Public Movement has launched a unique project which is called Creative Society. And people from all over the world, from more than 180 countries of the world, are conducting social surveys and talking to the people and asking their vision of creative society. How do they see a society where each person is happy and whether they want to live in a society like that?
And hi, everyone. I'm Alina from Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and my co-host today is Kate from Ukraine. And we have a very special guest today. But before we introduce our guest, I would like to remind our viewers that through these broadcasts, we are also testing the theory of six handshakes. This is a social theory according to which all of us are connected to each other through six or fewer relationships only. And through these broadcasts, we would like to meet and become friends of every human being on this planet. And also, we would like to ask people and to know how they envision creative and constructive society. Creative and constructive society is a society we have long dreamed about, a society where everyone lives in prosperity and happiness. And before we start, I would like to introduce you our special guest from New Delhi, India. Please welcome Dr. Priyadarshi Nayak. Hello, Dr. Nayak. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic to join you, and absolutely, I feel privileged to be connected with you people today in the interview.
Thank you. Thank you that you agreed to become part of our project today. And I would like to tell you that Dr. Nayak is a principal and academic head of Doon Public School in India. Also, he is a founder and CEO of Global Talk Education in India as well. Also, Dr. Nayak is a founder and CEO of CED Foundation, Center of Educational Development in India. And beside these, Dr. Nayak is a Node Best Teacher in 2006 and the Best Principal in 2014. So this is our special guest today. Dr. Nayak, could you please tell us a little bit more about yourself and what inspires you in life and what drives you in your professional activities, in your career?
Lovely. And that's, here in India time, good evening to all of you, and hi, hello to all. And my side, this is very fabulous to get connected with educators all over the world. And I think people from different social medias are hearing each one of us. And believe me, I am a born teacher. Born teacher signify my parents, my all in the family, they are some or the other related to education. So it is there in my blood to become a teacher, what I can say. And since last 25 to 26 years, I'm there in the field of education, working with a specific board, that is Central Board.
I think we have some technical difficulties. Let's just
I
wait.
think it's the internet connection of Dr. Nayak.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of normal nowadays that the internet sometimes can bring some changes to our plans of live broadcasts, and sometimes we have to change guests and hosts even, and sometimes it happens. So at the period of lockdown, it's kind of normal.
Yes, for sure. And it's
Yeah, but
good that, okay, I think Dr. Nayak just reconnected. We need to turn on the microphone for him.
Hope it is okay.
Oh, yes, now
Yes.
it's okay.
Fine.
Welcome back.
So, I don't know. These are technology. I can understand. Technology creates lots of problems sometime in the middle. Anyway, as I told you that my passion to become a trainer and a motivational speaker and educational coach, that I'm doing since last 15, 20 years. Almost I can say empowered more than 1,500 educators and school leaders of the country, and conducted almost 500 school educative workshops for the school leaders and schools. And creating leaders of tomorrow is my mission. We believe in empowering our children and educating our children to become leaders of tomorrow.
I guess it's probably the notifications coming on the phone.
Change in the global society. That is my mission, and very clearly I spoke that I have a mission in my mind to create leaders of tomorrow. Even if in my school where I am working, I am creating leaders. I feel to create leaders is a mission of mine.
Wonderful answer. Thank you very much. And besides the fact that you are, like a really good teacher and a motivator, and all your family also have been teachers, just like you told us before, like what
Yes.
motivates you? Probably the communication with those young people, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
where,
You see.
sorry, and where do you
Uh,
get this inspiration?
you see, to have a prosperous and a peaceful world, and a peaceful world of mind, you can say, our mind has to be driven by love rather than hatred. And as far as an education is, education we are at back, but as a human is first. So love unites while hatred divides. That is education we are imparting in our days, in our schools. So love is the only savior which can eliminate all hatred and conflicts from our family. That is the purpose of we educators are imparting to our children. A heart without love is on the path of stress. We want to communicate to all the children that stress need not to be taken up. You need to be fully free. You need to be happy citizen. You need to be happy children. That is the work of mine. My purpose of coming or imparting education is to help children to be happy, and happy children produces happy result, and happy children produces happy nation. Happy nation produces happy everything, happy environment, happy surrounding all over. That's all my mission.
Thank you very much. And what is true happiness for you?
Yes, true happiness is if at all I can win something which a child, which a educator, which everyone wants. Happiness is something when you share and learn something out of it by which people will become a great inspirer or motivator. All, happiness is to be with people who are all happy. Happy people can, you can say, are those who has a lower threshold in order to label even positive people. I love happy people where they are like smile magnets. Happy people are smile magnets. Life is good when you have happy people surrounded with you. You can't afford a person who has stress. If at all, happy people is a great hope to all the unhappy people. So I believe that if at all you are happy, you are joyous, you can celebrate, you can transform education very happily. That is happy people.
Thank you so much.
In India, as far as the curriculum is concerned, we are connecting curriculum also in the form of a happiness curriculum. The curriculum need to be interesting. And once you make your curriculum interesting, once you make your curriculum happy, your children will sit in front of you, they'll listen. Otherwise, everything is available in the Google. They can Google it. Unless and until you make your curriculum, your chapter, your teaching process, your pedagogy, everything interesting, then only you can have a happy classroom. Happy classroom signifies a happy curriculum. And once you have these all the things, a child will be happily learning. That's more the purpose of putting all efforts our educators need to do it in the classroom.
This is so inspiring, and really it sounds awesome, and I'm sure that kids in your school they are very happy. And but I still would like to touch quite a painful topic of our society. We live in the 21st century with all the technologies developed and medicine developed, healthcare developed, but still we live in their society. There is a high level of violence. There people meet violence in all levels of our society, in families, in small groups, between countries as well. And I would like to ask you, could you please share how important it is to speak up about the violence in our society and to build a society which protects the rights of people?
Well, violence is a everyday occurrence, and it happens everywhere, 24 into 7. Now, how can those who want to stop violence make a change? It's very simple to speak up. If you know someone who is a victim of any violence, where they feel they have no voice to to face this trauma, so let us speak out. If at all we speak out, someone, people, they hide many things. Let us speak out, and once we speak out, there may be a change. Believe me, human rights ensure people have basic needs to be met, and human rights protects every vulnerable group for advice. So when these human rights allow people to stand up in the social corruption, they stand up in the you should have unity to speak, unity to express your views. So I believe we all need to encourage every equal human to speak out. So I believe as an educator, we should not spread. Violence is there, but violence need not to be spread. And important point is that we need to encourage the freedom of speech and expression by which the violence, whatever we are talking about, that can be stopped. This is something which believe this is has to be done by all of us in the present scenario. So violence, as I told you, it is in everywhere. It happens all over the world. It may be in a small school, it may be in a small country. Everywhere it happens. So we need to come out with all trainings, exposures to children as far as the school leader is concerned. We need to focus all these things in and around our school.
I think again we have internet connection problems. Yeah, it's very important that Dr. Nayak has just mentioned that there is violence everywhere, really everywhere. And I have read some reports of the United Nations organizations who watch the violence in the world. And what I noticed is that violence is counted statistically as if, yeah, it is bad, but it exists in our society and we cannot do anything. But that's absolutely possible for us to change it, because if we all decide that violence is not at all acceptable in our society, that even one case is unacceptable, then this is a way out of the situation. And here we can also speak about different ways of violence, right, Kate? So it's not
Sure.
about physical violence.
There are different types of violence, like physical and mental violence, and violence at work and things like that. And there's so much. Okay, Dr. Nayak is back. Wonderful. Hello. Yes. So they made us think that it is normal for our society, but it is not, for sure, and it is possible to change. So, Dr. Nayak, can you hear us? Um, you need to turn on the microphone, and we will be able to hear you too.
I think it is okay now.
Yes, now it is wonderful.
Lovely. Lots of disturbance today. Okay.
Yes. So you were talking about.
Yes, I was talking about violence, and we need to communicate. We need to have encouragement for this freedom of speech, and we need to express all the things in front of the entire, maybe educative, people, so that these practices of violence can be stopped. And all of us know it happens everywhere. 24/7 it happens. So unless and until you make a change in your mentality, in your vision, then these things will not break up. So to simple, you need to break up all these things. We have to follow the guidelines. We need to framework a certain aspect so that these trauma can be stopped.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nayak. And as we can see right now, there's also a lot of negativity, a lot of violence and aggression in social media, in entertainment as well, like movies and even the cartoons that kids watch. And could you please tell us how important is it to change the format of social media to more positive one? And will it help to reduce the level of violence that we have in the world?
You see, what exactly I will tell you about the social medias and all. As far as school children or the society people are concerned, social medias in some way or the other, I feel very very beneficial. But when we talk about using the social medias in a proper way, that is more important. And when we talk about when we discuss in the school to the children, there also we speak that we may allow the children to use social medias, but we should keep an eye over it, what the things are going on, what the kids are using upon. When we talk about YouTube, there are a lot of YouTube channels which are very much helpful for the kids. So we are preferring YouTube Kids. There is a channel that they should go rather going through other YouTube media. So social media is good, as today also we are connected now. Believe me that before 2 months, teachers and children, they were not at all allowed to use mobile phones and social medias in their classes. But now what is happening? We are asking kids, we are asking teachers to take the mobile phones, uh, put up all those things and get your classes done, explore things from that. Sometimes we believe that is very very useful, but when the social medias will be taken up in a negative way, that creates lots of problem. And I believe everyone knows when something wrong it is being done, there are a lot of problems in cyber crimes are there, it goes to that cell. So we need to plan it out, the strategy, how social media is to be used up very effective way and a correct way, and rather we can guide in a specific routine way that these are the things which need to be done. Then the social media will be a fruitful one.
Thank you very much. And it is probably also about the proper way and proper implementation of the
Yes.
tools that we have,
Yes.
like social media
Yes.
and so
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Nayak, we also would like to ask you, how do you see the system of education in a creative society? Could you share with us how affordable and accessible it should be as per your experience, of course?
You see, when we talk about teaching and education is concerned, teaching is the art form of love, compassion, and a concept of being kind to one another in all practices. Starting from the childhood, everyone is learning that. This can be included in our education system. I believe, whichever country goes in that hand to hand. But I believe that we need to include in the education system the individual families and government activities which can support. And there is a balance of, there should be a balance of education in the creative society. We still experience limitation to this process, but had adopted a process that allows us to balance the outcome of education with creative societies. So the accessibility of this is vast. We have the resources, but the delivery method still is the way to go to achieve the high quality results we are seeking in the 21st century. Believe me, the policies are many. Policies, good policies are there, but implementation is more important. So once we properly implement those things in the classroom situations, it may be your teaching practices, it may be your methodologies, it may be your pedagogies, whatever it may be. I believe if that is being done, you can have a tremendous. I think developing life skills in children and reducing the availability and harmful use of other social media things, reducing the technology based effects which are negative to children, and putting up more efforts where education can be more creative, more healthy into that. Those things need to be added to it, so that I always say teaching and learning should be a passion. And we everyone in the education system should have a curriculum of happiness. And when we talk about a happiness curriculum in education, if the inclusion of happiness curriculum, integration of culture into education, integration of sports into education, these all factors comes, that learning, the education becomes fantastic. That what is now required for the 21st century generation children.
Thank you very much. And I also really liked the way you said that teaching and a teacher, like it's an art of love. Yes, it's like another form of love that you can um, share with others and share with kids, which is very important because kids are our future. And could you please share with us and our viewers what other characteristics and what other qualities a real professional teacher should have in a creative society?
Oh, well, that's a fantastic question. When we talk about a professional teacher, professional teachers should be always, your teachers should be by, choice, not by chance, I believe. And the teacher should have a very, very expert communication skills. Expert communication and presentation skill is a must. You might have a, huge percentage containing certificates with you of 99%, but if at all you cannot present things, I think the children will not be able to understand. Superior listening skills is one. As I told you, one is your communication skill. Similarly, there should be a superior listening skills. A deep knowledge and passion of the subject matter is much more important. As a subject teacher, if it may be a chemistry or a mathematics teacher, you need to be passionable subject teacher, expert in that subject content, the ability to build caring relationship with the students. A teacher should have. Unless and until you understand a child first, your subject will not get inside the mind of the child. So you need to understand the child. Once you understand the child, I think the subject will enter. And one more thing I can put up, that friendliness and approachability. You may not be a friend of that child, but your action, your reply should be friendly in nature. Friendly and approachability is a true character, true traits of a professional teacher. Excellent preparation and organizational skills. If you have excellent preparing, every teacher need to prepare themselves before going to a class. So when you prepare yourself and then you organize your skills, you will be a fantastic teacher. You should have a strong work ethic also. Unless and until you have a strong work ethics, believe me, you cannot be called as a professional teacher. Your community building skills should be strong, and putting up high results, putting up your you can say high expectations. Everyone has high expectations, even if the parents, your children, everyone, whoever is sending kids to the school, they have a lot of expectation from the children. To meet this expectation, you should have all these characteristic aspects as I just spoken to you.
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
Very interesting, really. Dr. Nayak, and we know that you are not only good at your job, but also you are a very socially active person and you strive to improve and develop yourself and help others. What motivates you on this path?
You see, my motivation comes from enthusiasm and passions from others. I get passion from observing people. I'm motivated by every, whatever I do. Every single day I get motivated because of the fortunate opportunity I have been given in the surrounded and admired by such dedicated people, those are connected to me. And I get motivated by all these people, those who are surrounded by me. The entire country, as I told you, we are having a forum of school educators, school leaders, and almost 4,000 plus members are associated in this. And even if I am working in a Doon public school, that is a very renowned school, group of school. We have around 25, 26 schools in India. And when these people are surrounded, these dedicated people, their enthusiasm, their passion motivates me to perform better and better in day-to-day work.
Thank you very much. And you kind of like charge each other with this happiness, this enthusiasm, and this motivation, which is
Yes.
wonderful. And could you please describe us a society, like a creative society, where each person in the world is happy? Not only you, your family, and friends, but every person in the world. How do you see a society like that?
You see, inclusion in a creative society will allow for the optimal learning environment to foster the growth and development of learners. This will allow society to be the storytellers of their own lives. I too, am a learner, and this is when my true happiness lies. I am a lifelong learner, and believe me, this is where I would feel, I would find peace and comfort. When you strive to learn, when you have an interest to learn, and you are going to grow. And when you try to share things, whatever you learn, then automatically you grow further and further. So I think in this creative society, you need to be a passionate learner. You need to be a lifelong learner. And once you become a lifelong learner, I think my true happiness lies in this. Whenever you deliver it, believe me, if you take, then you can eat properly. If you give, you sleep properly. So everyone wants to sleep at last, after working with the whole night. You need to sleep properly, have a fantastic sleep, and early morning, get up in a proper way. So I think that that only gives me absolute passion in this creative society, and I feel very happy to it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nayak. And how would you envision a healthcare system of such a society there everyone is happy and live in prosperous and good life? How do you envision this sphere to function and look like?
It would have the foundation of humanity and not the humility. Uh, it will have the foundation of structure and services that are created solely on the premises that the healthcare would heal the individual, not the business. We need to understand that humanity, you need to become first human. You are all human being, but we need to, in the as far as your context of knowledge, context of potential is concerned, we need to become a human first. So it will have the foundation structure once you become a good person in your personal behavior. So this is what I believe that need to be taken care of.
Thank you very much. And what about like social assistance, work conditions, or working hours? Uh, how the how should they be? How should they look like in a creative society so that a person could show his best qualities, his best skills, could develop and show his best potential?
Well, in my opinion, social assistance and work conditions provide an element and platform in order to reflect on themselves of who they are and how they can contribute to a society and make positive changes into it. So I believe that social assistance is always that you need to be helpful for each and every individual. When you have in the mindset of yes, something I need to do it every day. We used to tell the kids, securing marks and grade is not that important. Values in inclusion in your life is more important. If at all from the small kids, we start explaining them, we start motivating them. How many, generally what the parents, they used to do it every day, they do and go and ask the kids, how many marks you have got it. But if the parents start explaining that, can you tell me today in how many faces you have brought smile, how many people you have helped them. So if in this way we guide our children from the beginning, I believe the society will change. And once the society will change, I believe you will have a wonderful, citizen, those who are teaching or those who are learning in your schools. I believe, everyone has to work on this. And my personal belief is that, personal assistance is that we need to, if at all you want to change the society, you need to help people. You need to help people does not mean that some younger child will understand you go and help someone. No, that need to be inculcated in the child's mind once the child get inside or in the school curriculum.
And you probably have to show an example, to be an example, so that the child would want to help others, not just like
Yes.
accept it like, oh, I have to do this. No, they should have, they should be eager for this, to help others and to share their knowledge, to share their skills with others. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Dr. Nayak. Very important and very wise understandings. And coming back to the topic of a creative society, in order to build a creative society, a world in which every person feels comfortable, feel happy, we should be united by one goal. And the basis of our goal are the 8 foundations which are described in the article, the foundations of a creative society, which was and the stages of its construction, which was published on the 18th of May 2020 on the website allatraunites.co. And dear viewers, you are more than welcome to read this article. And today we would like to make a short presentation of these 8 foundations. So basically we will see them now on the screen. And
Yes,
I
so
can read, yeah, we can read them loud out.
yes, as you can see right now, there's on the screen the 8 foundations of the creative society. So a human is a fundamental unit of the society. Humanity is one big family. And first foundation is human life. Second foundation is human freedom. Third foundation is human safety. Fourth foundation is transparency and openness of information for all. Fifth one is the creative ideology. Sixth one is development of personality. Seventh one is justice and equality. And the eighth foundation is self-governing society.
Oh,
Thank
lovely.
you, Kate. Yeah, and today we would like to touch 3 of them actually. We would like to touch deeper the first foundation, which is human life, and human life is the highest value. Life of any human has to be protected as one's own, and the goal of society is to ensure and guarantee the value of each human's life. There is not and never can be there anything else more valuable than a human's life. If one human is valuable, then all people are valuable. And could you please share your understanding on this topic, how important this pillar is for each person, society, and humanity in general?
Well, the best way to inform people or to have a human value with everyone is to inculcate good practice among themselves. Every people, every human should set the benchmark high. And when you have a benchmark high, when you communicate in effective terms to deliver, empower, and impact, I think this will have a creative world in the days to come. Believe me, human values are more important now to be inculcated rather than putting up only the unnatural things. And this can be inculcated from a child during the childhood itself. So I believe that like to have a creative society of people having common goal that to impart good human values among the entire good values among entire society does not only signify that it need to be taught. I say values are never taught, values are caught. So when values are caught, you need to perform those values, you need to see those values, you need to imbibe these values. It may be your physical values, personal values, emotional values, whatever values when we talk about that, you need to work it out. I believe every educators, every school leaders must work on this on a priority basis.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And
Thank you.
also, we would like to touch the second foundation of the creative society. Just in a minute, you will see it on the screen. So, it is human freedom, and I will read it for you. So, every human is born with the right to be a human being, and all people are born free and equal. Everyone has the right to choose. There can be no one and nothing on earth above a human, his freedom and rights. The implementation of human rights and freedoms must not violate the rights and freedoms of others. So, Dr. Naya, could you please share with us what do you think about this foundation? What do you think about the human freedom? And actually, it can be, told from the perspective of your profession, like freedom of education, freedom of choosing the path for a child, not just to choose the work where he will get good income, but choosing the work that will be his passion, that will you know make him happy. So what do you think about this foundation and the freedom of choice for people?
Yes, that is, this foundation is fantastic, when we talk about freedom. Yes, I would indeed like to live in a creative society as it provides the freedom of self expression. And because of that, it creates a world of, inclusivity, integrity, and resilience among each other, among each individual. So, freedom of self-expression is more important, and I used to communicate in my all trainings and everyone everywhere that the world of inclusivity, world of integrity is very, very important for all of us, and we need to work on that. So it's a tremendous foundation. We need to, everyone need to be involved in a very specific way into it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And today we also wanted to talk about the sixth foundation of a creative society, which is called development of personality. Every person in the creative society has the right to comprehensive development and personal fulfillment. Education should be free and equally accessible to all, creating conditions and expanding opportunities for a human to implement his or her creative abilities and talents. And I believe this is what we have discussed today during our conversation, right?
Absolutely. Fantastic. I think in these days, teachers are very, very inclusive, very, very, they are changed now. So we need to, it is our responsibility to inculcate these values among them, and hope these responses will certainly create a tremendous aspects of humility in the days to come.
Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
how do you think, is it important right now to raise such topics that we discussed today in our conversation? Uh, is it actual nowadays? Is it needed?
Absolutely, it is needed. I strongly believe this is required. And if at all it is given to a chance, I'll take up this initiative. You know, this initiative has to be taken up by each and every educators of the world to progress in this field.
And what do you think could be the best way to share this knowledge with people that there is such initiative as a creative society? What would be the best way to inform people, as per your opinion?
You see, informing, technology now is very fast media. I think these way as we are conducting today, this seminar, webinar, all these happening. So it has to be conducted by each and every foundation. Even if I can take up this initiative to, explore these things, and nowadays technology is the best way by which we can reach. Even if the human interest is more important, once you are convinced, once you have interest to do so, I don't think so. It will be an impossible task. It will be a very easy task when you have the interest and you have the passion to do it. And we have all sort of communication facilities available, so it can be reached. No problem at all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nayak. And the last question we would like to ask you today is, would you love to live in a creative society?
Absolutely. Why not? It's something so prevailing, something I think, believe this is the golden opportunity to create any sort of, work in this field of society is concerned. And I will be a first fashionable person, enthusiastic way, I can say, can motivate, entire community of people, those who will be involved in this. And I feel privileged to join this sort of movement. I can say this is a movement. I can join in this movement in the days to come, and whenever it is admired, whenever it is required, I can come to this, in your way by which we can explore together the entire world. We can conquer the entire world into it.
Thank you, Dr. Nayak. It's an honor to have you as a member of ALLATRA International Public Movement as from now. And for
Fantastic.
those viewers of ours who would like to join this initiative, we would like to tell that it's very easy. You just go to their website, allatraunites.com, And you see big red button, join. So you choose this button, you click it, and then you choose a language you speak, because everyone can choose a language which is comfortable for him or her. And you answer 3 questions, and you leave your details, how to contact you, so that volunteers of International Public Movement ALLATRA could contact you. And that's it. So we can make together this world a beautiful place to live. Everything is in our hands, actually. And we are very happy to have Dr. Nayak with us today, and all our viewers to be with us to listen to these very important understandings. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We have to create, at last I can say, we have to create a new heart filled with love. Let us involve in a lot of these creative activities. That creative activities may be in the form of reading, maybe in the form of listening, maybe or thinking, meditation. These all will purify everyone, and all of us should remain stress-free. And as such, these all new inclusive, new creative things can be added. So friends, I think a heart without love is on the path of stress, tension, and finally a lot of happening. So to be truly creative and admirable one, we have to bring in love in every moment of life. So when you bring in every moment of life the love towards it, I think every creative things and every creative people will be involved in this foundation. I want to have a prosperous and a peaceful world of mind to come together to work on this creative pattern of things. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nayak. So true said, that love should be the main motivator, and, sharing love and including love in everything that we do, in every single action in our life. And also, right now, I would like to address to you, our dear viewers, if you would like to take part in our live conversations, just like we had today, you can simply send us an email to our email that you will find in the description, which is uae@allatraunites.com. And also you can join the initiative ALLATRA Radio if for some reason you don't have the opportunity to connect with the videos. So if you want to join this initiative, you can send an email to info@allatraunites.com. And also, don't forget to share our videos in your social networks. Add 2 hashtags, #Creative Society and #ALLATRA Unites. And please join the 6 Handshakes Initiative, because the sooner we will inform all people in the world that we can live in a creative society and we can build it together, the sooner we will live in a happy society of happy people. Thank you very much, Dr. Nayak. Thank you very much, Alina, for today's lovely conversation. And thank you, our dear viewers, for joining us today. And we will see you next time on ALLATRA TV Middle East. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.